let's turn to the UK, where they take several things very seriously. The first is the Queen, and the second is the bees. So take a look at this tradition. A tradition there in the UK holds that bees, as members of the family, should be informed of major life events in the family, especially births and deaths. Beekeepers would knock on each hive, deliver the news, and possibly cover the hive with a black cloth during a mourning period. This is common in Britain, but also found in the US and other parts of Europe. It's a very old and well-established tradition, but not something that's well known, says Mark Norman, a folklorist and the author of Telling the Bees and Other Customs, the Folklore of Rural Crafts. Well, this suddenly became big news this last week because John Chappell, the beekeeper at Buckingham Palace, he won't say anything about this, but apparently he placed black ribbons tied into bows on the official royal beehives before telling them in hushed tones that the queen had died and that they would have a new master. Which I know is designed to be like reassuring, but when you whisper to something that can't leave that it'll have a new master, that seems threatening.
And what did the queen do with these bees? They're gonna have a new master. Did she tend to the bees daily? This is the beekeeper at Buckingham Palace. You're still there, bro. I think they got the same master. And number two, bees don't speak English. I mean, I'm gonna bust through this whole thing with these revelations. The bees don't understand you. They just don't understand you.
Well, okay, to be fair, they speak English, but they have a pretty thick British accent. I can't understand them. It's all buzzing to me. Anyway, yeah, they have the same master, unless there's another tradition they're not saying. Like, does the beekeeper take his own life so that he can join the queen in the afterlife? Maybe they will have a new master. But anyway, it's a weird tradition. Stephen Fleming is a 25-year beekeeper. He says it's generally thought to be a good and nice thing to do. It seems weird to me. I don't know. Maybe I would talk to my dog, but I don't think a bee cares. I feel like a bee is below the threshold where you have to treat it like it's a real thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I want bees to live. I hate that they're going extinct, but I'm not going to have a conversation with them.
It ain't gonna work out.
Yeah. So that's light animal news. And because it's light animal news, if you've been watching animal news, you know that we can't end there. So we have one more. This is from Australia. This is kangaroo news, and it's a bit of a tragedy. A man who may have been keeping a wild kangaroo as a pet was killed by the animal in southwest Australia. Now, this is Australia, and they have a lot of crazy, dangerous wild animals. This does not happen often, though. This is reportedly the first fatal attack by a kangaroo in Australia since 1936. It involved a 77-year-old man. A relative found him with serious injuries on his property on Sunday in Redmond, 250 miles southeast of Perth. It was believed he had been attacked earlier in the day by the kangaroo, which police shot dead because it was preventing paramedics from reaching the injured man, who died tragically at the scene. So there have been multiple stories recently, Jay, I don't know if you've been following this, of animals killing people, but then going above and beyond and doing really petty stuff. Like there was an elephant that supposedly killed someone and then went to the village and crashed the funeral.
Yeah.
Now it attacked this man and then stopped help from getting to him. And that almost seems conscious. I know we can't put too much intelligence on a kangaroo, but that seems like going above and beyond.
I just said that the bees don't understand English, but bro, maybe the animals are figuring it out. They're like, oh, really? I'm gonna go to that wedding and bust that whole thing up too, as the elephants was, or the funeral, I mean, that the elephant then went to make sure that that person was in the ground. Jesus. I mean, you know, things happen. Animals evolve. Maybe they're figuring us out and they know exactly what's going on, our energies and our languages. But this kangaroo killing someone and then hoarding over the body, who knows how? I'm not going to speculate. It's sad, and it's one of the things that I assume happens pretty regularly. I'm actually amazed that it doesn't happen that much. I wouldn't get anywhere near a damn kangaroo. I've seen what they can do.
They're dangerous. Yeah, we had a video on Animal News a few weeks ago of one throwing another one through a metal fence. Yeah, they're dangerous. The western gray kangaroo are common in the southwest of Australia. They can weigh up to 119 pounds and stand 4 foot 3 inches. The males can be aggressive, clearly. They fight people with the same techniques they use on each other. They use their short upper limbs to grapple with their opponents, use their muscular tails to take their body weight, then lash out with both their powerful clawed hind legs. Don't mess with kangaroos.
Don't do it, bro.
And this guy, I'm sure, was just trying to like help out a kangaroo or whatever. He couldn't know, I guess, but they're wild animals and they can be dangerous.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah. Why does Animal News always have to end on a down note? That's the way I produce it. And that was Animal News.